Hey y'all, it is November, I believe the 8th, 2018, and y'all, I had to holler at you real quick. It's my pleasure to do so, but it has to be real quick. I find myself running out of time all the time. Gotta go to work soon. I wanted to holler at y'all about, some stuff I've been putting out videos. Just for y'all who are new to the channel, try to put out things regularly about what it is that I see is going around, and then I drop epic documentaries, as you could see, so you might as well stay tuned. Stay all sort of subscribed. I'm over there on BitChute. But y'all, I wanted to talk about some of the results that happened in the midterms. Now, we all basically know what happened as far as the House and the Senate and the Senate. Um, but there's some particular situations that I wanted to holler about in particular, all right? Definitely in regards to the whole Parkland case, as we've been studying, and also in regards to as where I live here in Texas, in reference to the midterms. You may or may not have heard, I tried to vote, but actually I wasn't registered, so, I still to this day have not voted. You may or may not have heard that Ted Cruz actually won over Beto, believe it or not. Believe it or not. Just like I told you it happened, just like I broke it down, but I'm not the only one. There's a whole mess of people could have told you Ted Cruz is going to win, and he done won. All right. So, moving on to Florida. You may have also noticed. Here's the thing. Before I touch on it, I dropped that documentary, and a lot of people knew that I was feeling a sense of urgency, and I really was. I was getting all OCD about it. I said I needed to drop when I needed to drop. I needed to drop. All right. Mind you, I did drop the video before the midterms, and I also understand that my video had nothing to do with swaying the midterms at all. All right, that was not the purpose. That's not why I needed to get it out prior to the midterms. I just needed it to be there. I needed it to be out in the ethos. I needed it to be out of my mind and onto the internet, and you saw it. And this was before the midterms, a lot of people. All right. So that being said, I called out certain people for being, kind of ignorant, kind of senile, kind of needs to be in a nursing home like a Bill Nelson. And for example, you'll notice that, oh man, it seems as though Bill Nelson needs to go sit down and retire. That's what it seems like. Rick Scott he went ahead and took that senator seat. And the thing is, I got to tell you, I got to believe that a sheriff of Israel out there is not too happy about that. He isn't very happy about it. But I also got to mention that, surprisingly, unlike what all the polls were saying, unlike what all the old dinosaur media was saying, that Gillum, that Democrat named Gillum over there in Florida, he didn't do so good. All right, it turns out that Mr. Ron DeSantis, who I know not too much about, I really don't know much about him, he went ahead and he took that governor's seat, which would lead you to believe that although my personal video, the documentary, that didn't sway anything, it would lead you to believe that there are certain people up in Florida that have the same mindset of the fact is we need answers. We want answers. We're not hollering at this guy who's not talking about answers. We're not talking about Israel's very best friend, a Democratic dude named Gillum, running his own town into the ground. We're not talking about that for governor. That's what they were saying in Florida, and I'm actually a little bit surprised. I'm over here in Texas, and people happen to know we have a reputation, and the thing is, it was kind of obvious. It's going to be Ted Cruz. But over there in Florida, it was kind of a toss-up. I got to admit to you, very much a toss-up. I had no idea which way it was going. I'm very delighted. I don't want to say proud, but delighted to share with y'all. Of course, a lot of y'all already know that Bill Nelson, he's out of there. Gillum, he's out of there. DeSantis, he's in there. All right. Rick Scott is in there. And these people are talking about accountability. These people are talking about accountability for some reason. Anyways, I appreciate y'all, and I'll holler at y'all. I don't have much time left. All right, so I gotta, go to work. Anyways, I'll holler at y'all and I appreciate y'all.